Good afternoon everybody, it's Denise here, Denise Junk Journals UK. Thank you so much for joining me. It is really lovely to have you here. Oh, I ran out of breath then. And yeah, let's have a little bit of fun with these little journals that we've been making. So I think I did those two, I don't think it was yesterday, I think it was the day before yesterday. I don't know when you saw them anyway. So I made these two and showed you them out of my sample upholstery samples, and I've made a couple more. I said I was going to go on and make some more. I've had a bit of fun with them. Look, I've got some dangles on that one. I found a lovely frontage. What's this? Topper for this one. I haven't glued it on yet, as you can see. I was just trying it on, but I have put the ribbon through the eyelet there on that one. And this is just another lovely green dragonflies in there. Just another mix and match, similar papers, I think, that just about that I put in the other two. So yeah, lots of different papers in there to play with, and like I say, that will be stuck on the front. I just thought it went lovely. And then I started another one. I found another topper which I really love. Now this one isn't attached, I haven't put an eyelet on this. I don't think I'm going to put an eyelet on this one, and I haven't put anything down there, which I am going to, because I use that bright pink string, which I quite like, but I don't like it out down there. So I'll probably put probably some lace down there, and this gorgeous topper on. But I have used some of this broade anglais that Doreen sent me, just because this was one of those samples that didn't have the white edging down both sides. It was, I don't know if it was missing on one, or anyway, it wasn't all the way around, so I thought I'd put those on. They made it a little bit bigger as well, because it was a shorter piece, and I just thought that went beautiful on the top of there. Gorgeous. And then the papers in this one, instead of just using random papers, I've just used all this pink, lovely thick pink paper that I've had in my stash for a while now, that I scored on a car boot, I think. And then a lovely piece of this vellum, it's like a lattice with a faint pink rose on it. Beautiful. And then this is some Stamperia paper, front and back. I also glued in a bit of fabric, coffee dyed cotton fabric on the spine, just to see if that would strengthen the spine a little bit, and you know, it's holding that paper in as well. Yeah, so I've not finished that one. It needs a little bit more work yet, but it's going to be beautiful. So I said I would come on and embellish one of them with you. So I'm going to do that now. I just can't decide which one I'm going to embellish. Shall I do the green one that I've just made? Yeah. And then these four can go on Etsy. And then it's more things moved along the line. Yeah, just had lots of fun with this one. So I just put a bit of lace down the front of that one. I can't even remember why I did that. Might not have been any reason. Just liked it. And the teeny tiny beads on there. So all I've brought along with me are just whatever I could dig out that are teeny tinies. So little stamps, small, you know, and any ephemera that I've got that's particularly small. So little butterflies. There's a little Tim Holtz flower there, I think. That's a label that I made out of some scrap paper. These are Shabby Dabby Doodah labels, just little tiny bits and pieces. The love heart and this teeny tiny stamp tag are punches that I've got stamped them out. I think that might be a little Tim Holtz tiny ticket. Yeah, some of these from Tina. There's a little tiny word. Okay, so I think Tanya might have sent me these gorgeous vellum flowers stickers. Yeah, so let's put some of those on. I also wondered about doing a couple of adding some extra paper and doing a couple of like flip downs or flip ups or something like that, just where the pages are a little bit short. Yeah, there's plenty of room to do something like that. So shall we do that first? Let's find a likely candidate. So a smallish or a shortish. These are quite short in the middle here, aren't they? What about on that one? Let's do a flip down on that one. Let's see what papers we've got. So I've got a stack of papers here that I've added to, not that that's a glue page. don't fall off. Yeah, to fill the others. So these are all papers that I will cut up and fill all the others with. I'm really loving this pink. There's some offcuts of it there, look. I'm wondering about, I think there's some smaller ones, yeah. Perhaps having a pink flip down. It's quite thick paper. Or I flip up. Do I want to flip down or a flip up? I think we'll have a flip down. I'll just fold it by hand. Can you see? Am I in camera? So I'm just going to fold over the amount that I want to actually glue down, so that, you know, that's just the hinge, so that there'll be extra journaling in here, and it will kind of hide whatever is written in there. So about there, and I'm thinking to use some fancy scissors. Oops, what have we got? Those. And just cut it across there. Oops. Went up a little bit at the end. Yes, you did, but it doesn't matter because they are that kind of journal. Yep, so that's one way of putting a bit of extra either bulk or writing paper journaling spot in it. I'll just maybe do one more and then we'll embellish. So I want one that opens downwards and perhaps hangs below. So let's see. Put one in the back somewhere, shall we? About on here. Okay, so I want a different, whoops. You're determined to be on the floor, go on the floor. I've had a collapse under my desk just before I turn the camera on. I'm just digging through some paper here. Yeah, as you know, I keep my, ooh, that's pretty. I keep my scrap box on like a table under my desk to the side of me. And I thought I'd put it back and I obviously missed the table completely and it's just fallen on the floor. So luckily there's not a lot in it because I have been moving scraps around from box to box. So do I want the whole page? I'm thinking about having it like, you know, a bit lower like that. You know, so when it pulls down you've got a big piece there. Do I want that hinging? Yep, let's hinge that. Just doesn't need a lot, but just a little bit. So all you could attach a hinge, but all I needed to do was fold it over a little bit. So I'll just put it a bit lower down on the page, so it still comes under like that. Oops, make sure you stick the right piece down. Some lovely colours on that dyed and distressed paper. It's one of mine. One of my offcuts. So where were we about there? Yeah, we can always, oh, come quite close into the, I think I'm all right. Just, if I fold it straight, it might help. That's it. What was I saying? Can't remember now. That's gone. That looks a bit wonky, doesn't it? Let's put some washi on it. Still using, look, my washi tied together in a string. It's yeah, it's definitely proving a hit at the moment. So, oh, it was green. Let's go green, green and more green, shall we? Right, it looks ripped, so. Needs using up. I'll get there, just bear with me. Okay. Right, we're going. Get a nice thin piece with no, right, I'll just put that on my desk and I will use that for something, no doubt. But this is what we wanted. What? Don't think we'll get 3. We might get 1.5, 2.5 I should say. Butterflies in there. Yeah, perfect. Cutie tootie. Could do with a little bit up there as well, couldn't it? What do you think? Same thing or something different? What does that say? Oh, special delivery. Don't really want any of those. Where's the others? They're all dark. No, let's use one of these then. Should have some gold on it. My favourite. Now I've got this one fastened with some different washi because it's one of those with backing on. So I've just got some washi holding it down. Otherwise the whole thing would uncoil like a spring. Yeah, we'll just have a piece of that down there if I can get the back started. I hope you're all well, having some nice weather. We're having some lovely weather here at the moment. Now we do keep getting showers, but it is that time of year, isn't it, for showers? But in between the showers, or either side of the showers, we're getting some beautiful, beautiful sunshine. And yeah, we've had a nice a breeze today, so, well, probably a wind actually. So I've got laundry out. Did get wet once in the shower. Oh, come on. Before I could get out to it, it got drenched, but it's dried again and it's beautiful. I think I might be in because I've put it right through. Hey, okay, sorry about that. And I think I do want some of this on it. It's not very sticky by the feel of it, which is bizarre because it did not want to come off that paper, did it? Okay, with belt and braces there now, that's not going to come out, is it? Oh, I didn't glue the bottom one, so you could take that off if you wanted. Okay, so there's a couple of, well, a flip up and a flip down, and we've got some odd little flip outs that, you know, were part of the actual making of it. So, doesn't look as nice without that on the front, does it? I'll stick it on at the end. Do we want, use those beads out the way, do we want to pocket in the front? I guess I've got, oh, that's pretty. We've got too much greens going on. That wasn't a very good English, was it? It wasn't a very good English. No, it wasn't. Neil's at work. It's all very quiet here. Don't know why you're not straight, because I'm following the pattern. I'll go off from about there, do you? Yeah. I could tell it wasn't straight, but so I'm just going to put a tiny little tuck sort of pocket in so it doesn't overpower, you know, the front page there. And just go for a little tiny rounded corner at the bottom, and just whatever ink's on my dauber, I think. Yeah, and it's nice and shallow, so I'm not going to put a divot in it. Yep, so I'm just going to put that down like a pocket tuck type of thing, and then we can put something in there. I'm not going to fill it with pockets. It's and journal cards and things like that. Oh, I saw my cloth gone. It's not that sort of a book. I think it's more of a notebook or a doodle book or maybe an art book, that kind of thing. So yeah, we will put a couple of tags or something in there. But we're going to have fun just putting some pretties in it. That's what we're going to do. I don't know about the back. I might put a sideways one on the back, but we'll see. Right, so what do we want on here? We want some kind of a label. That one's quite nice, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too difficult to fill with all these little pretties, because I am literally just embellishing it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just having fun playing with some beautiful things. Now, if you decide you'd like to have one of these, you don't have to put these sort of things in it. You can just get your crayons out, or your paints, or your fabrics, and just, you know, doodle and stick and glue. Okay, so there's a fairly plain page, this one. So we've got a blank canvas. That's very nice, isn't it? Yep, I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to overthink the process. I don't know if I'm going to put something on every page. I may well end up doing that because it's me, but at the moment I haven't got any hard and fast rules about what I want to do. Now, I did have a little word that said springtime. There it is. I wonder if that probably wants to be on something, doesn't it? That would be like a nice opening page, wouldn't it? Set the tone for the book, so it's not for Christmas. It's for now. I think we're officially in springtime now, aren't we? Because we're in March. I know aren't our clocks about to alter very, very soon in the UK, I think. That definitely is springtime then. Lovely. I mean, I could go mad, you know, butterflies, oh, all sorts. So, what do we want on the page opposite them? I could just have no, because it's ruled, it's very plain. It does want something that looks like a heading or a title, I think. I found an old UK postage stamp. I think it's UK. 6p. I think that must be 6 old pence. It's a picture of the Queen. It might not be UK. You know, Australia have had the Queen's head on their postage, I think. No. It's about another little flower. I'm going to use all my flowers up. Yeah, a little flower. I can always dig some more out, can't I? They're not in shortage. They're not in short supply around here. Just finding them. Right, so but what you said was you wanted a header, and you haven't got yourself one, because I don't want it to look too much like that, really. Oops. Oh, that's a nice plain one. No, I'm going to come back because that's got that there. I feel like I don't need that there. Now I have got my little stamps out, actually. These. I won't do it now because I want to move the page and what have you, but these are gorgeous edge stamps. I've not used many of them. I've used a couple of them. That one I've used, look. And that one I've used because it's got green on it. Yeah, and they do look like lace. They're really nice. These were a Prezi from Tanya. So yeah, I might do that. I might do a stamp across the top there. Right, what do we want on here? Birdie. Or shall we go with the stamp? The pink flower there. Yep, I think so. I think some lace might be nice inside on some of the edges as well. You know, leave the page blank and put some pretty lace on. So we'll have a think about that one in a minute. Okay. I want them to dry so that I can keep turning the page and working. Yeah, they'd be lovely if you had your crayons out or your felt tips or your paints and you were just, you know, prettying the edges up with some colours. I think that would be lovely. That might be nice with some lace behind it, might it? What have we got here? We've got this and we've got this. I think that one goes nice with that other journal I've been making, so maybe some of this, it's a bit finer as well. Not too overpowering. Now it is the sort of lace that's, it's kind of doubled, it's joined in the middle very finely. If you cut down there, it still looks like a whole piece of lace. You see what I mean? And I was thinking because that's got that bit that's going to catch on everything. Don't like it though. So much for that. Do I like it on the back of here? Oh, it's grabbing on everything. Yeah, I might like it on there because it looks quite nice with the pink showing over. So I think I'm going to art glitter it and just hold it a moment or two because, you know, the finer nozzle. If I start getting Fabri-Tac everywhere, I'm going to end up gluing my book shut, and I don't want to do that. Oops, so you're showing over. Let's have a look. Yep, it's only a tiny lightweight piece of lace, so that will easily grab it once it's dried. Okay, we'll try not to put anything on it while it's doing that. And let's have a look what else we've got going on in here. Go on in, thank you. One of these rub-on flower pots, that's nice with a basket. It's stuck. So it is a washi, but it's again, it's not as sticky as it could be. So I'll just give it a bit of a helping hand. Stuck to me there though, let go. Thank you. So did you make any of these? I know quite a few of you commented and said that you love a tiddly make and love watching it and love making them, some of you said. So I think got a little bit lost on there. Oh no, it's fine. You're stuck down, aren't you? Yep. Yeah, I can always trim that off if it really drives me mad. I love that lace on there. So I had another piece somewhere, didn't I? What did I do with it that I cut off? I was going to say, because it can go in as well later on in the book. Oh, there it is. There we go. Move that pin or I'll lose it. Okay, so we've got pretty page there. We probably just want something here. It's a cute little label. Do we want it there? Do we want it? I'm going to put it there because I'm thinking a nice, there's room for a much bigger picture of some description. I wonder if I've got anything lying around near me. Hang on, bear with me a moment. I've got these, anything tiny in here, tiny enough, they're all a bit too big. Oh, do you know what, I've just had a thought. I've got all those little booklets of collage and vellum and, excuse my arm while I get my drawer out, these. Right, what are you? Your brown paper, your vellum. I really want an image, a picture. So we've got that one, your vellum, and your vellum. Oh, I didn't know I had so many vellum ones. I'll just start using them. I'm into the vellum at the moment. Okay, so they are like collages, but that's a nice one. So that's, what's the word I was looking for? Black and white. Oh, it's a gorgeous owl there, look. I'm looking for something to go with these colours here. Oh, going to take that out because that may well be it. It's a beautiful rose. Just look at a couple more. It's a bit deep in colour. Oh, that's nice. No, though. Lovely white iris. No, not iris, lily. Might like that one. I'm going to take a few out because I might use them up elsewhere. Adverts. Oh, look at the birdies in the cage. That's the one. That's the one. Oh, it's even got the same green as that, the label that I've put on above it. Oh yeah, they're cute. Cute, cute. Yeah, I'm just going to stick them on as if it's somebody's picture that they're saving of their birds. Lovely. Now, if it's your book, you can always draw a fancy frame around that. I'll put a little bit of tape, looking like it's stuck in with tape. Don't want anything on that beautiful page at all. I don't think that I do. I've got a nice circular. Gets lost a bit, doesn't it? Well, that stands out. Let's have that on. Just a label. Give it a bit of a focal point. That's it. And you notice I'm not inking, but yeah, there would be lovely inked, these pages. Oh, I love this. I love this flower. And it looks nice on there, doesn't it? It does, but I think there might be somewhere nicer for it yet. No. I was going to say we haven't had a birdie yet, but we have. Because we've had them on that picture we just put in. Losing all my bits and pieces. Right, I've got a little plant pot stamp there. Didn't I have? I'm just sure I saw something there. No, it's not doing it for me. So I've got labels, flowers. Let's look at this again. Now I've tried everything else. No, it's not the right place for it, definitely not. Oh, butterflies. There's all the other butterflies. I haven't used any yet. There's a tiny one, there's a tiny one. I like that blue one. Oh, he stands out nice, doesn't he? Now I could have a small blue label at the bottom. Oh, that's nice. Let's cut the fancy edge on it rather than I cut it out square so that I could decide at the time. Whoops. Changing the shape of it there. That's it. And I will just give it a little, a little run round on the dobber. Yeah, just 2 pops of blue. Up there and up there, or actually on it. Let's have a look. Quite like it on it. Yeah, I like it on it. So, oh, I'm breaking all my nails. Put this down first. Remember, it's not me, it's the glue. It pushes everything out of my hand. Cute. It's nice to be able to round up and use some of your little tiddly bits as well. You don't always get a chance to. I know they go on ephemera sometimes, but and I bet I've got loads. I bet when I finish this one I find loads of little bits of embellishments flying around, but I will now put them in a tin because I know where they'll be going. So again, another plainish piece. I'm wondering about some edging of some description. Not the lace, because I want to put that pink lace further in. So what have I got? Oh, now then, I know what I've got. Are they in here? Oh, there are some little bits and pieces. Do I want those? No. I'm looking for, I printed out some rulers, small. Must be in here. No. Well, what have I done with those? Because they were just here this morning. What have we got in here? What have I done with my rulers? Oh, there's some little faux washi here. Oh, it's becoming a desk sweeping thing, isn't it? Where were those rollers that I've just printed out? Rulers. Are you sure they weren't in there? I only did them small. They're not, are they? The teeny tiny clock. No. Oh, Denise. Sometimes they must be in here. I must just not be looking right. Just bear with me. They're not. Well, flipping heck. Okay, forget that. I've got this little tiny clock. Let me cut it out. Yeah, maybe some washi then. We'll have a look at some washi. Seeing as I can't find my little tiny rulers. Now I've got a little box of rulers here at the side that I can reach. I don't think there's any teeny tiny ones in it. Let's have a look. Well, you know, trims including rulers. Oh, that one's quite small. Oh, maybe then. Oh, look at those teeny tiny clocks. Okay. And what's in this one? I feel this might be those die cut flowers. It is. Shall we use a couple of the brighter ones? Got out. That's it. Okay. Right, what was I having down? I wanted something down the edge. Yeah, I quite like that actually. Kind of need to rip it. That's it. I wanted it uneven. I did that on purpose. What have we got going on here? Oh, it's just a foldy over piece. Okay. Where it's been folded as a big sheet. That's what a foldy over piece means in this instance. Oh. Yep, like that. Not sticking anywhere, are we? No. We're doing good. Is that rubbish? Yes, get rid of the rubbish. I've got enough teeny tiny things going on without. I'll leave my clock where I can see it. Right, I don't know if you can see this piece. It looks white, but it's not. It's got a lovely, it's a very pale blue background. It's got like a lacy piece down there. I'm thinking it just might need some stencil, and I've got one here somewhere. Where's my stencil gone? Oh dear. So, oh, it was. It was in the drawer. I just looked in twice. Now, across the two or just the one? Across the two might be nice, might it? And I'm wondering about a colour. So bear with me while I stick my arm in front of the camera again. Is that too bright? Tumbled glass. Let's try it. I don't know if I've even used tumbled glass ever. Sorry about the noise. So what kind? It's sort of a bluey. Do you reckon that's it? Oh, maybe I have used it because I think that's the same colour look that was on the right. Just dop it on something in case it's very rich. It is quite. I'll just have a look. You can't always tell when it's coming through. It's dark on there. Oh yeah. Oh, that's quite nice. I think there might have been a bit of brown come through from the dauber. Yeah, that's just giving it a bit of something, hasn't it? It's got that lace down there. Do we want a little bit of something down here? Don't really think I've got anything. No, I didn't bring enough tiny labels out, did I? Well, they are in reaching distance, so about that little Tim Holtz ticket. Let's go quite nice. Just try a few things and then something will suddenly speak to me. That's quite nice. It's quite bold, isn't it? With the black outline. Are you close enough? Is that better? Such teeny tiny things I should have thought about moving you a lot closer in. Yep, so it's not far off tea time here now and the sun is beaming through the windows. I've been out this morning with my sister and hubby. We've been to see friends, which we don't do very often. Yeah, I've had a nice but busy morning, so I'm looking forward to doing this film, and then I think, because I've got all my housework done, so I've had a busy morning, I think I will be, for an hour or two anyway, yeah, sitting and watching the TV, and yeah, I might do a little bit of knitting or crochet at the same time. I like that clock on that background paper, but it doesn't need to be just on its own, it needs to be on something, so I don't know what exactly. About a torn out piece of, I'm not sure about this, I'm just trying it out to see, so it might be a no. It just needs something to ground it a little bit, and I'm not sure this is going to be it. No, it's far too big, so let me just have a look in my drawer of pretty bits of scrappy papers. But I'll bring, oh, no lid. I'll bring it over so you can see. Let's just get that lid in, that's it. So we've got doily. I think that's pattern paper. That might be nice. And some green, no, some tissue. That's pretty. I didn't have a lot of this napkin, but it sure has gone a long way. I'm liking that bit there. Get rid of some of the white. Oh, I want a lot less. I'm making a mess. Right, let me just trim it a little. I don't want it to have particularly neat edges. Okay, I like the tissue, I don't like the clock on it, so we'll leave the tissue there because it'll go on another piece, and I'm thinking a piece of this pattern paper, just a small piece, with him on it, just to lift it from the background there. And I'm going to use glue stick, and I've got glue page here. Oh, well, that wafted all my bits about. That's the trouble with this drawer, it's got all the delicate fluffy bits in it. A good draft and they'd all be all over my desk. Let me just see if I can get it back in. Yes. Yeah, so you can still see the background behind that, so it's not really, in fact it looks a bit like a stain, doesn't it? But it's just lifting that clock. Right, let me get it the right way up. Yeah, that way. Just lifts it a little bit. There's only black on that black dub. Sounds like an aeroplane going over. Oops. Come on. I know I left the lid off here. Oh dear. Find the pin, Denise. I was doing this yesterday and I stuck the pin, missed the thing entirely and stuck it really deep into my finger, and I was expecting blood everywhere because, yeah, I'll be quick, I know a lot of you don't like to hear it, because yeah, my blood count was high, but it barely bled, so I don't know if that's because I went so deep with it or because, you know, the change of medication has already had an effect on my blood and I'm not clotting too much now. I feel like I want a word. Can I have a word? I have got some tiny ones if I dig. I think there might even be, what does that say? Aurora australis. Oh, constant and a clock seem to go, don't they? Very well together. It's as if it was meant to be. Okay. Constant it is. Time is constantly moving on. Keep thinking what's under there, and the beads keep finding the way under. Love this beautiful, what paper is that? Remind me. Lids, Denise. Ledger paper. Yeah, beautiful ledger paper. No, we're not putting it away. Put that away. So what do we want on the ledger paper? That looks like it might be the thing. Looks very official and officey. I'm just going to put it straight down. It's a little blue Tracy Fox label. We've got little blue lines there on the ledger. I'm going to, just because it's a fold out there, look, just give it a little bit of distress. Now I could glue that down and make one of those, a tuck, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put something behind it. Right, I've opened my glue again. I suppose that I'm going to constantly use it, aren't I? But it's going to constantly clog up. How am I doing for time? Oh my goodness me. I'm not at the middle yet and I'm having far too much fun. That, I think, is the issue. That's pretty there. It's a fairly white-ish paper, that. Although it is, you know, distressed and coffee stained. It might be dark on the other side actually. But I think this is a good place for this flower to go because it's got a very white background. Yeah, it disappears in better than it will on a dark one. Lovely. I can't grab it, look, something on top of it. I'm just wondering if that would be nice. Yes, it's just white on the back, but that's all right. Yeah, kind of holding it down like a sort of a flap thingy-majiggy. Tab is what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's not too offensive, that white there. That's nice. Oh, now I think one of these might be nice on that because it's, yes. What is it? It's text. And am I going to just, yeah I am. I'm just going to put it down as washi. I think you could probably take it off if you wanted to then and move it elsewhere. Yeah, I like that. And do you know what I'd like? I'd like some of this blue ink, maybe on the opposite page. What have we got? That star one's nice, I'm thinking. Oh, never been used. Shall we do it on this? How much of it do we want? Not too much. Ah, see, pressed far too hard. Pleased I tried it on that. Where's me cloth gone? I don't know if it's this blue. Let me try it on my stays on because the other ones worked really, really well. And I've done them all with stays on. And that has not worked very well at all. and I could do with it on some different paper. It already looks better, doesn't it? Look. Yeah, such a beautiful clear. That's a nice piece now. So let's go across here. I just wanted the blue to mirror that blue across there, but oh, nice, like that. Yeah, maybe it wasn't a good idea. Well, I suppose I could have had it blurry, but yeah, didn't want it blurry. Lovely. Okay, I'm not going to put the lid on that. We are going to use it. What's left on there? Just one. Had a birdie. Shall we have a birdie on here? What are you going to sit on them? Just a plain label. Too small. Have I had one of those yet? No. You can sit on that. Definitely. I got my phone in there. I wasn't sure if my phone was on show then. Just messages and things coming up, so I wouldn't want to distract you. I never notice what's on my left hand side because it's where my the phone holder grabs the phone, so there's a lot on that side that I don't see. Lovely. And I just spotted something there that I thought, what was it? A little blue flower, I think. That might just be nice on there. We'll have it over that reproduction word. It's about fungi. It's from my mushroom book, not, you know, not fungi, not happy men. Oh, cute. Yeah. Lots and lots of fun. Oh, what do I want on this? What do I want on it? A pink butterfly ticket. It's springing up, isn't it? Oh, what about that? It can probably take that little label because it's quite a thick label. What's the black one? And that's quite a strong page, so do I put it down as a tuck? No, I'm just going to put the whole thing down as a label. Just a piece of pretty. Like I say, it's not going to have lots of things tucked in it, this one. Beautiful scrapbooking paper, that. I'm sure I've still got some left somewhere. I'll have to look that out. And then under here, I just wondered if one of those would fit on there, but it won't. Shall we have under here? What little surprise. I'm just going to grab my labels down a minute. Where are those? Yeah, those. Pastel-y coloured labels I've collected together. That's a nice one. A lot of them are Nanines, some of them are homemade. Oh, that might be nice in there, a circle. Ooh, be nice somewhere. There's another nice pastel-y one. I feel things dropping through my fingers. That's a nice one. I mean, they're all nice. I mean, it's a nice size for, whoops, the book we're working on. Okay, let's have a look what we've got then. That's lovely as well, isn't it? Decisions now, and I'm thinking I might like a flower under there, so let's see what we've got small flower wise, if anything. Will have to be very small, won't it? That's cute. What do you think? Think it's too much? I mean, smaller would be nicer, but I'm not convinced I've got anything smaller than that. I'll just spend a quick minute looking. Oops, not the right colour I'm after. Maybe I could take some leaves off it. Oh, there's a yellow one, but I don't think I'm after yet. Oh, there's some yellow there. Right, let's have a look at those two then. So we could just be brutal and really take the leaves off. Like that. Yeah, that's quite sweet. And the same with the yellow one though. It's definitely the pink one. Definitely you. I left you one leaf. I leafed one alone. Boo, bad jokes. I like the fact that you can just see the text from the page behind. Look, it says under a microscope. Love that. That probably could do with a word as well. It's nice. Oh, I'm going to put that on. It just appeals to me. Mushrooms. It says mushrooms, spring, evening, makes spotting overhead. You can work that out, what it's saying. Oh, I was thinking one of these over here, wasn't I? Because we're a bit full on colour wise, you know, with that gold and that. No, quite like that one. Yeah, I've got glue on me. I think I'm going to go for that one. It just tones a bit of that gold down up there, and yet it's pastel like the page opposite, so who'd have thought I'd be toning the gold down? Not at all like me. Once I've got a lot of gold on there, I like to keep it. That would be nice with a little stamp, and I'm sure I've got a little teeny tiny one out somewhere. What happened to you? There it is. Could you see it all along? It's just a shape, nothing more. I'm just going to have it in that corner. There we go. I don't know why. Oh, we're at the middle. So I'll do this middle piece and then we will call it a video, because yes, I've been on a long time, and I will finish the rest in the same vein. And that was just sat on there, and I quite liked the look of that. Just sat on there. Strange. Oh, maybe like that. We're very white in there, aren't we? Where was that little stencil gone? Get my brush ready while I think about where it is. It's on the desk somewhere, surely. Literally just used it, haven't I? Oh, botherations. Yeah, I'm sure it's just sitting looking at me. Unless I flung it somewhere, you know, I am a bit of a flinger as well. Can't see it anywhere though. Oh, there it is. Oops. So I just want a little bit of something there. Oh, I think I'm alright. I didn't dob off me dobber. If you know what I mean. That's better. I quite liked that, looking like that was holding it down, so yeah, I'm going to stick the whole thing down. Straight. Yep. I've gone too far over, of course I have. Trying to leave room there for somebody to do some of their own creating. Never mind, I think I can just about get it on. Yeah, I can. And then I was thinking a butterfly, and what over here? A butterfly and what? Oh, there's another lovely piece of, where have I torn that from? I don't know, but I like it. It's got some of that lovely gold on it as well. beads are under it again. Come out, you little devils. And then this sweet butterfly, yeah. And we might have a little label in the corner of this one, just because I don't want to stop. Yeah, butterfly. Right, so I can go up here to mirror that side there. Or I could go in the middle. I'm going here. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed that. Like I say, I'm way behind on my, and still am, on my comments, answering my comments, but I have read them all and I am reading them. So I will get to you, I promise, if you speak to me. Yeah, if not, I will see you hopefully again tomorrow. It's weekend tomorrow, so yeah, we'll be having some scrappy fun tomorrow. I have scrappy fun every day, don't I? I don't know why I say it's just a weekend, but particularly, yeah, I mean, there's so much more I could go back and do, but you know, by the time I've done that other half, it's gonna be fun. Where is it? Where's the beautiful topper? Well, can you remember what it looked like? There'll be a picture on the yep, it's completely got, oh no, it's here. I was going to say there'll be a picture on the thumbnail, which there will be. So that will be glued on. Oops, are we going the right way? No, that way for you, that's it. And this will just be tied here in a bow. I don't know what I've done. I've done something wrong. But just so you get the idea. And another one here I've done. Yep, that one's got glitzy middle on it, look. There's a lot to do on that one, yeah. It's just got its papers on and its middles. It's not anything else going on. Then there's the blue and the red one that we made, and then this one. So I think what I'll do is I'll embellish these two, put them on Etsy embellished. I'll put these two on with no embellishment. I might keep that one for me, we'll see. Okay, thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. See you soon. Bye for now.